X lit up in 2025, tearing into Mel Gibson's latest project. Why? His 2006 rants, 2010 slurs, and 2020 allegations keep haunting him. Fans post, "He's done." Others defend his Braveheart days. His career's on life support, but the drama's alive. Early stardom sparks controversy. The 1980s brought a fresh face to Hollywood. An Australian actor roared onto screens in Mad Max in 1979. The gritty dystopian flick, shot on a $400,000 budget, pulled in $8.7 million worldwide per Box Office Mojo. Fans couldn't get enough of his raw intensity. By 1987, Lethal Weapon made him a superstar. That action hit grossed $120 million globally. His charm, those piercing blue eyes, had studios begging to sign him. Crowds packed theaters, hooked on his every move. He was the guy everyone wanted to be. Trouble came knocking fast. In 1991, he sat for an interview with El País, a Spanish newspaper. Things got messy. While talking about health issues linked to the gay community in the early 92nd, he made offensive comments, calling homosexuality a sin. The words landed like a punch. GLAAD, a major LGBTQ+ advocacy group, slammed him, demanding he apologize. Early internet forums, like Usenet, lit up. Some fans shrugged, saying, "That's just his style." Others were livid, feeling betrayed by their hero. He didn't back down. In later interviews, he brushed off critics, acting like it was no big deal. The backlash grew louder. Protests hit his movie premieres. In 1992, Lethal Weapon three-faced picketers in Los Angeles waving signs like "Mel's Hate Hurts." The film still banked $321 million, but his shine started fading. Hollywood took note. Directors got cautious about casting him in family-friendly roles. Whispers about his attitude spread fast. This wasn't just a bad day. It set the stage for trouble. The hero fans cheered on screen, looked shaky off it. His mouth started outrunning his fame. People hoped he'd cool it. Nope, he was just getting started. Braveheart triumphs amid tensions. In 1995, Hollywood saw him as untouchable. Braveheart roared into theaters, a brutal epic about Scottish rebel William Wallace. He starred as the kilted warrior and directed the whole thing. The film raked in $213 million worldwide, per Box Office Mojo. Critics couldn't stop raving. It clinched 5 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director, at the 1996 Academy Awards. Fans hailed it as a gut-punch masterpiece. Red carpets lit up with his name. Studios scrambled to lock in his next project. Crowds went wild, chanting for more. His grit and vision seemed unstoppable. Behind the scenes, things turned ugly. A 1995 Variety report spilled the tea. Crew members said he lost it over small mistakes, like a misplaced prop or bad lighting. One grip called him a tyrant. Another said he threw a water bottle when a light rig failed. Tempers flared daily. Some crew stood by him, saying he pushed for perfection. Others grumbled about his ego, calling it a nightmare. Word spread fast in Hollywood. Insiders swapped stories about his outbursts. Fans missed this drama. They saw a legend. At the Oscars, he flashed a big grin, charming the crowd. Producers, though, weren't so dazzled. One told Variety they'd think twice before signing on again. His intensity, once a selling point, started looking toxic. Braveheart's success kept him on top, but the set gossip stuck. Actors started dodging his calls for new gigs. A few even passed on roles, citing his rep. This wasn't just a bad shoot. His tantrums hinted at deeper trouble. Fans still packed theaters, caught up in the Braveheart hype, but the industry gave him side-eye. His big win came with baggage. People wondered if he could keep his cool. Guess what? Things were about to get way messier. Passion stirs religious debate. In 2004, he dropped a bombshell. The Passion of the Christ hit theaters, a brutal take on Jesus' final hours. He directed and co-wrote it, pouring in $30 million of his own cash. The film exploded, grossing $612 million worldwide, per Box Office Mojo. Audiences packed theaters, moved by its raw emotion. Churches booked screenings. Fans called it a spiritual gut punch. It became a cultural moment, sparking endless debates. He leaned into the hype, touting his faith in interviews. Not everyone cheered. The Anti-Defamation League, ADL, flagged the film for anti-Semitic undertones. They argued it painted Jewish leaders as villains, risking harmful stereotypes. A 2004 ADL report cited specific scenes, like the trial of Jesus, as problematic. Critics echoed this, with Roger Ebert giving a mixed review, praising the craft but questioning its bias. Some Jewish groups called for boycotts. Protests hit theaters in New York and Los Angeles. He pushed back hard. In a February 2004 ABC interview with Diane Sawyer, he denied anti-Semitism, insisting the film showed universal guilt. His tone was defiant, almost combative. Some fans bought it, praising his boldness. Others weren't convinced, pointing to his past remarks. Social media forums like early Zanga posts buzzed with arguments. One user wrote, "His faith doesn't excuse the harm." The controversy grew, overshadowing the film's success. This wasn't just about art. The backlash hit his reputation. Hollywood insiders, already wary from past drama, started pulling back. Some distributors hesitated on his next projects. Fans split, with some defending his vision and others ditching him. The film made bank, but it came at a cost. People started seeing a pattern. Trouble followed him like a shadow. Things were about to get uglier. DUI. Arrest ignites outrage. In July 2006, a late-night drive in Malibu went south. A police officer stopped a speeding car. The driver was slurring, eyes glassy. His blood alcohol level hit 0.12, way over California's 0.08 limit. Things spiraled fast. He spat anti-Semitic remarks at the officer, saying, "Jews are responsible for all the wars per a TMZ police report." The news hit like wildfire. Hollywood froze. Fans flooded early social media, like MySpace, with shock. Some called him a disgrace. Others tried defending his drunk mistake. The backlash was instant. Studios pulled back. Directors who once begged for him now ghosted. Talk shows ripped into him. On The View, Barbara Walters called his words unforgivable. The story dominated headlines for weeks. His golden boy image cracked. He faced DUI charges and pleaded no contest in August 2006. The court slapped him with a $1,300 fine, 3 years probation, and alcohol counseling. But the real hit was to his career. Producers started whispering he was toxic. He tried damage control. A public statement admitted his horrible behavior, but it felt hollow to many. Jewish advocacy groups, like the Simon Wiesenthal Center, demanded more than words. Fans split hard. Some Zanga posts backed him, saying stress and booze were to blame. Others weren't buying it, pointing to his past. One user wrote, "He's been like this forever. The incident wasn't just a bad night. It marked a turning point." This mess wasn't a one-time slip. It built on earlier red flags. The industry started rethinking his star power. Fans who loved his action hero vibe felt betrayed. His charm couldn't outshine the hate. People wondered if he'd bounce back. Spoiler, it only got worse from here. Apology fails to convince. After the 2006 DUI mess, he scrambled to save face. Days after his anti-Semitic rant hit headlines, he issued a public apology on the 1st of August. Published in The Hollywood Reporter, he called his words despicable and blamed the booze. He met with Jewish leaders like Rabbi Marvin Heer of the Simon Wiesenthal Center, promising to make amends. He even pledged to visit synagogues and learn. Fans hoped he'd turn it around. Some bought his remorse, wanting their hero back. Skepticism ran high. The Anti-Defamation League, ADL, wasn't impressed, calling his apology unconvincing in a 2006 press release. They wanted action, not words. Social media, like MySpace, buzzed with doubt. One user posted, "Too late, Mel. Damage done." Critics pointed to his 1991 homophobic remarks and the passion's backlash, seeing a pattern. Talk shows piled on. On Good Morning America, Diane Sawyer pressed him hard, asking if he really meant it. His answers seemed stiff, almost rehearsed. Hollywood didn't buy it either. Studios, already spooked, kept their distance. A 2006 Variety report said his agency got fewer calls for him. Projects stalled. His action star glow faded fast. Some fans stuck by him, arguing he deserved a second chance. Others ditched him, fed up with excuses. Protests lingered at his events, with signs reading, "No more Mel." The apology didn't erase the stain. It just made people talk more. The noise kept growing. On Oprah, commentators dissected his motives, questioning his sincerity. Fans on MySpace shared Lethal Weapon clips, lamenting his fall. Others sold his memorabilia online, done with him. A 2006 Los Angeles Times report noted his public appearances dwindled as invites dried up. His name became a cautionary tale. The apology didn't rebuild trust. It just dug the hole deeper. This wasn't a quick fix. His words couldn't undo the hurt. The industry saw him as a risk. Fans split, some clinging to his old roles, others done for good. His career took a hit, and the clock was ticking. Things were about to crash harder. Voicemails, expose racist rants. In July 2010, his world took another hit. Leaked voicemails to ex-partner Oksana Grigorieva surfaced on Radar Online. The recordings were ugly. He hurled racist and misogynistic slurs, screaming threats in a heated rant. One clip had him raging about her appearance, using hateful language. The tapes shocked fans. They spread fast, hitting news outlets like wildfire. Social media, like early Twitter, exploded with outrage. One user posted, "He's done, no coming back." Others called it a betrayal of his hero image. Hollywood reacted swiftly. His agency, William Morris Endeavor, dropped him cold, per a 2010 Variety report. Studios pulled back even further. Projects he was tied to, like a Viking film, fell apart. Directors stopped taking his calls. The public wasn't kinder. Talk shows tore into him. On The Talk, Sharon Osbourne called his words disgusting. Fans who stuck by him after 2006 started jumping ship. His action star days felt like ancient history. The legal fallout piled on. Grigorieva filed a restraining order, citing fear for her safety. Court documents from July 2010 detailed her claims of verbal abuse. He denied physical harm but admitted to heated arguments. The media frenzy grew. TMZ ran daily updates, fueling the fire. Some fans tried defending him, blaming a bad breakup. Most weren't buying it, pointing to his past outbursts. One blog post read, "This is who he is." The scandal burned hotter. On Ellen DeGeneres called his behavior unacceptable. Fan forums, like Reddit's early threads, raged with debates. Some posted old Lethal Weapon clips, mourning his fall. Others sold his merch online, done with him. A 2010 New York Post report said his charity appearances got canceled. His name turned into a warning sign. The voicemails didn't just sting, they torched his fading legacy. This wasn't just a rough patch. The voicemail cemented his fall. The industry saw him as radioactive. Fans ditched posters of his old roles. His career hung by a thread. People wondered if he'd ever climb back. Things were only getting darker. Battery plea seals reputation. By March 2011, his troubles hit a new low. The Oksana Grigorieva saga took a darker turn. She accused him of physical harm during their 2010 breakup. Court documents from Los Angeles County, reported by CNN, detailed her claims of a January 2010 incident. She said he struck her, leaving bruises. He denied it, admitting only to a heated argument. The case dragged on, fueling tabloid frenzy. TMZ posted daily updates, keeping the drama alive. Fans were split. Some called her claims exaggerated. Others saw him as a lost cause. The legal hammer dropped fast. He took a plea deal to avoid jail. On the 11th of March, 2011, he pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor battery charge. The court ordered 16 hours of community service, 1 year of counseling, and a $570 fine per CNN. He also had to stay away from Grigorieva. The deal kept him free, but it tanked his image further. Social media, like Twitter, buzzed with scorn. One user wrote, "He's not a hero anymore." Hollywood turned colder. Studios, already wary after the voicemails, now saw him as poison. A 2011 Variety report said his scripts weren't even read. Directors passed on his pitches. His phone stopped ringing for big roles. Even loyal fans started bailing. Protests hit his rare public appearances, with signs reading, "No more chances." The industry whispered he was done. His action hero days felt like a distant memory. The fallout spread wider. Talk shows kept the story alive. On Dr. Phil, experts debated his behavior, calling it a pattern. Fans on Twitter posted old Lethal Weapon clips, mourning his fall. Others sold his posters online, done with him. A 2011 Los Angeles Times piece noted his charity events got fewer invites. His name became a punchline, not a draw. The plea didn't just hurt his wallet, it buried his legacy deeper. This wasn't just a courtroom loss. The plea sealed his fall. People saw a pattern of bad choices. His once bright star was fading fast. Fans ditched old DVDs. The public moved on. Could he climb out of this hole? Things weren't looking good. Comeback attempt falls flat. In 2016, he tried staging a comeback. Hacksaw Ridge, a gritty war drama about pacifist medic Desmond Doss, hit theaters. He directed it, pouring his heart into the $40 million project. The film raked in $186 million worldwide, per Box Office Mojo. Critics couldn't stop praising its raw emotion. It snagged 6 Oscar nominations, including Best Director at the 2017 Academy Awards. Some fans roared with excitement, ready to forgive past sins. Red carpets welcomed him back, though eyes stayed cautious. In interviews, he played the humbled card, talking about growth and second chances. For a brief moment, it looked like he might actually pull it off. His past clung like glue. Twitter erupted with split reactions. Some users posted, "He's still got that magic." Others yanked up his 2006 DUI rant and 2010 voicemails, refusing to let go. One tweet bit hard. "Oscars don't erase hate." Critics echoed the doubt. A 2016 Guardian review praised the film's craft, but called his redemption a tough sell. Protests sparked at screenings, especially in Los Angeles. Signs waved, reading "No second chances." His old scandals kept the air heavy. People couldn't shake the hurt from his words. Hollywood didn't roll out the welcome mat. A 2016 Variety report said studios barely glanced at his new pitches. Directors dodged projects tied to his name. Actors hesitated, wary of the baggage. Andrew Garfield, the film's star, soaked up the spotlight while Gibson stayed under a cloud. The Oscar nod felt like a win, but he lost Best Director to La La Land's Damien Chazelle on the 26th of February, 2017. The snub stung deep. Fans who bet on a full comeback felt let down. His name still carried a warning label. This wasn't the grand return he hoped for. Hacksaw Ridge scored big, but his reputation stayed in the gutter. Some fans rewatched his old hits, nostalgic for Braveheart. Others swore him off, done with excuses. The industry kept him at arm's length, skeptical of change. His career got a spark, but the fire wouldn't catch. Trouble was still waiting in the wings. Ryder allegations resurfaced tensions. In June 2020, old wounds ripped open. Winona Ryder gave an interview to The Sunday Times. She recalled a 1990s party where he tossed anti-Semitic remarks her way. Ryder, who is Jewish, said he called her an oven dodger, referencing the Holocaust. She also claimed he made homophobic jabs at a friend. The story hit hard. Social media, like Twitter, blew up. One user posted, "He's still the same guy." Fans who backed his Hacksaw Ridge comeback pulled back fast. His team fired back. A spokesperson told Variety in June 2020 that Ryder's story was 100% untrue. They claimed he never met her at a party. Ryder stood firm, doubling down in a follow-up statement. The public wasn't buying his denial. Protests flared at his film screenings with signs reading "No more excuses." News outlets like The Hollywood Reporter ran pieces linking this to his 2006 DUI rant and 2010 voicemails. Critics said it proved he hadn't changed. The backlash hit his career. A planned Chicken Run sequel role as Rocky Roads got scrutiny. Fans petitioned to cut him, citing his past. The petition on change.org hit 1,000,000 signatures in days. Directors distanced themselves again. A 2020 Deadline report said his scripts were barely touched. His name stayed toxic. Some fans still watched his old films, but many swore him off. Twitter users wrote, "I'm done with his movies." The heat kept building. This wasn't a one-off story. Writers' claims tied back to his long history of trouble. Hollywood saw him as a liability. Fans split, some clinging to his Braveheart glory, others done for good. His comeback hopes took another hit. The past wouldn't let him move on. Things looked bleaker than ever. Recent projects face scrutiny. In 2023, he pushed for a comeback. On the Line, a 2022 thriller, cast him as a radio host. It bombed, grossing just $800,000 against a $5 million budget per Box Office Mojo. Fans shrugged it off. Buzz around Lethal Weapon 5 grew in 2023 with him set to direct. Warner Brothers started pre-production, but delays hit fast. A 2024 Deadline report blamed script rewrites and his tainted reputation. Ex-users trashed the idea, one posting, "This is a hard pass." Others called it a sad attempt to relive past glory. Posts on X checked the 23rd of July, 2025, showed fans still split. His history fueled the fire. Users on X dragged up his 2006 DUI rant, 2010 voicemails, and 2020 writer allegations. One post read, "He's still radioactive." A 2023 Change.org petition to drop him from Lethal Weapon 5 gained 1,500 signatures in a week. Protests popped up at industry events, with signs screaming, "Cancel Mel now." Outlets like The Hollywood Reporter linked every new project to his old scandals. Critics argued his past drowned out any fresh work. Studios hesitated, spooked by the PR fallout. Nobody wanted the baggage. He pivoted to smaller roles. Bandit, a 2023 crime drama, gave him a supporting part. It flopped, earning $2 million globally per Box Office Mojo. Directors kept their distance. A 2024 Variety report said his scripts landed in the reject pile. Actors dodged his projects, fearing fan backlash. On X, some loyalists posted, "He's earned a second chance." Most disagreed, replying, "His history says it all." The divide deepened. Nostalgic fans streamed Mad Max, but new films tanked. His old hits couldn't save him. This wasn't a comeback. His name stayed a lightning rod. Projects stalled or vanished. The industry saw him as a risky bet. Fans split, some holding on to his Braveheart days, others done for good. His career limped along, far from its peak. The road ahead looked grim.